If you want to speak French, or you learned some French, but now you're struggling to form sentences naturally in spoken French, just know that to make French sentences, you need to think in French. And very few methods allow you to do that from early stages. So today, I show you, and you experience, how to make proper sentences in spoken French by thinking in French, even on tricky topics like this is versus it is. In order to think in French, you should both learn and practice at the same time. You need to make sentences in spoken French while you're learning. First, by taking your time to think, and then with a timer. So what do I mean? Let's take the example of this is versus it is. And you're really going to learn that today. I'm going to explain how to say this is in French and when you should use this is in French. And we include a bit of practice in the explanation so that you really get it. Then I'm going to explain how to say it is in spoken French and when you should use it. And we also include a bit of practice in the explanation so that you really get it. And that's the guided speaking. This is versus it is a really important point in French. You really have to choose one or the other in order to not sound weird in French. In some cases, you really have to say this is, and in other cases, you really have to say it is. So then we'll practice with a timer so that you really get used to think and to focus on what you say. And that's the speed training. So if you know already how to say it is and this is, and when you should use them, you can go directly to the speed training session. Now, how do you say this is in French? That's simple. First, you need this, ce. And please say it now. That's the first step to think in French. I'm going to ask you to say things in French, and that's really important that you say these things out loud. So, ce. And you need the verb to be, or actually you need to say is in French. And is et. Just the sound et. So this is c'est. C'est. We use c'est to say it is when it is followed by a noun, like a car. A car is une voiture. So you can say it. Une voiture. So how do you say it's a car? C'est une voiture. C'est une voiture. And I'll tell you why you just saw an image of a car in 1 second. But when it is followed by an adjective, a characteristic, a feature, to say it is, we say she is. So, elle est. Which may seem a bit weird, but that's how we say it. She is. Elle est. So, if you want to say it's big, or it's large, or it's grand, actually we're going to say it's grand in French. So, grande. So, how do you say for a car? It's big. Elle est grande. Elle est grande. So here, to say it is, we say she is. Elle est. Plus adjective. And we are talking really about a specific characteristic. We are not talking about the impression that the size of the car has on us. We're not talking about our feelings. Otherwise, we would say something else. Here, we really say she is because we're talking about the specific, the objective characteristic of the car. So we say Elle est grande. It's big. That's just a fact. Now, how do you say a train in French? A train. Un train. Un train. So how do you say it's a train? C'est un train. C'est un train. So here we have it's plus a noun, a train. Un train. So we use c'est. C'est un train. C'est plus noun. C'est un train. Train is masculine in French, but we use c'est for masculine and feminine things. That's why before we had a car, une voiture, we also said c'est. C'est une voiture. C'est un train. It doesn't change with the gender of the noun. But now, how do you think you should say it's big, but for a train? You know it's a train. Actually, you have the image of the train, so you know you're talking about a train. And how do you say it's big? Il est grand. Il est grand. So we are talking about a characteristic. We have an adjective, big. So we have to say she is or he is if we are talking about a masculine thing, like a train. So a train, he is big. Il est grand. And you say the masculine version of big. So just grand. You don't pronounce the D of grand because you remove the E. So when it's masculine, it's grand. Il est grand. So if you just say it's big, out of context, you can choose between she is or he is because you have no context. So that's why I put an image. So you know what you are talking about. If it's a car, it's une voiture. So car is feminine. So if you see a car, you have to say she is plus adjective. Elle est grande. And if you see a train, you know it's un train, so it's masculine. So he is plus adjective. Il est grand. You don't need the image with nouns. It's c'est for both masculine and feminine things. C'est plus noun anyway. C'est une voiture. C'est un train. C'est has no gender. But I put an image for every short sentence, even when it's useless. Because every time you say it is, I want you to ask yourself, are we talking about a noun or an adjective? And then choose between c'est and il est or elle est, whether it's masculine or feminine. So now, in the next speed training session, we're going to add some words. We're going to add a cell phone. So a cell phone is un portable. So it's masculine. And we're also going to add a metro. Un métro. Un métro. So it's masculine. For the adjectives, for big, we'll have grand if we're talking about a masculine thing, and grande if we're talking about a feminine thing. We also add electric, électrique, électrique. So that's almost the same word and it has no gender. It's the same for feminine and masculine things. And we also add the color blue, so bleu. Bleu. Which sounds exactly the same for feminine things and masculine things. So bleu. So now I'm going to say a mini series of short sentences. All these sentences in English contains it is or it's. I say one short sentence, you have 4 seconds to choose between c'est or il est or elle est, and then say it in French. Then I say the answer, and I directly say the next one in English. So now that you get it, let's start. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. How do you say it's big? Elle est grande. It's a cell phone. C'est un portable. It's a metro. C'est un métro. It's electric. Il est électrique. It's big. Il est grand. It's a car. C'est une voiture. It's big. Elle est grande. It's blue. Elle est bleue. It's a cell phone. C'est un portable. It's a car. C'est une voiture. And that's it. So you can let me know in the comments how you did for that first round. And now I want to say again that in this video, we don't cover the whole topic of this is versus it is. It's a start. I highlight that for it is, you use she is and he is with adjectives for factual descriptions, not abstract opinions or impressions or feelings. Here we only see the cases of factual descriptions. So now let's increase the level a little bit. So we're going to use further vocabulary and grammar that you may know if you have the A2 level. Otherwise, I tell you at the end of the video how you can reach the A2 level. So how do you say it's this metro? C'est ce métro. And you often hear c'est ce métro. So we have this metro, that's still a noun, so you use c'est ce métro. How do you say? It's Noémie's car. C'est la voiture de Noémie. So Noémie's car is the car of Noémie in French. So la voiture de Noémie. We still have a noun, so it's c'est plus noun. C'est la voiture de Noémie. And now let's ask the question. Is it Noémie's car? So to ask that kind of questions, a yes-no question, here we're going to say just the simple form. So just the statement with an interrogative tone. So you just say, it is Noémie's car. So how do you say it? How do you say, is it Noémie's car? C'est la voiture de Noémie. And you could also say that same question with est-ce que? Est-ce que c'est la voiture de Noémie? But here, I'll give only the answer with the statement with the interrogative tone. So, c'est la voiture de Noémie. And now, how do you ask? Is it blue? Elle est bleue. So that's the same principle. You just have to say it's blue with an interrogative tone. And that's still the same pattern. We have it is plus a characteristic, a fact, a description, an adjective. So here we use il est or elle est, he is or she is. As you saw with the image that it was a car, you say elle. Elle est bleue. So now that you get it, let's do our next session. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. How do you say it's electric? Elle est électrique. It's this bag. C'est ce sac. Is it big? Il est grand. It's blue. Il est bleu. It's Florence's bag. C'est le sac de Florent. Is it this bedroom? C'est cette chambre. It's big. Elle est grande. It's this metro. C'est ce métro. Is it electric? Elle est électrique. Is it Noémie's bag? C'est le sac de Noémie. And that's it. So this second session was a bit more difficult if you don't have the A2 level. But reaching the A2 level is actually easy, and you just got an insight of how to make it. So if you're struggling to make sentences in spoken French, if you hardly connect words in the right order, just realize that it's because you're following a method that can't you make speak French. And most methods don't work to make you speak French, because most methods are writing methods, not speaking methods. And writing methods assume that you have plenty of time to think of what you want to write. So they don't aim to give you the reflexes and the habits that you need to be able to speak French, to make French sentences and reply instantly. Whereas with a speaking method, you have to think of what you say and you have to focus instantly. And that's why this practice of French speaking transforms yourself into a French speaker. And that's how you manage to speak French confidently. I created a whole spoken French course that gets you to have day-to-day conversations in French with such a method. Like what you just did. It's called Spoken French Now, because you manage to make French sentences straight away. And step by step, you'll cover the whole A2 grammar in spoken French. to be able to have daily conversations in French in 3 months. So if that's your goal, you can check out the course with the link in description or in my bio, and you'll know all the details and when you can join.